So let's talk a little bit about the Democrats. Betsy, let's talk about Bernie Sanders. You know, he's trailing. He's way behind in terms of delegates. He still has a lot of money, so he can keep going, but a lot of people are wondering why he's still going. Right. But the liberal publication, The New Republic, posed a very interesting question or assertion in one of their articles. And here's a quote in terms of Bernie Sanders staying in the race. If his only goal is to win the nomination, then it might be time for him to call it quits. But if his goal is to remake the Democratic Party by creating a powerful faction to the left of Clinton, then Sanders has every reason to stay until the end. And doing so could help Clinton defeat the likely Republican nominee, Donald Trump. So what do you make of that, Betsy, that, you know, maybe nudging her a little further to the left may make her more appealing to Sanders supporters, let's say, and in the long run, that could actually help her?
I think it's probably premature to say that Sanders' candidacy is a net positive for Hillary going into the general election. When I was in New Hampshire covering Sanders' first big win of the cycle, I talked to tons of his supporters who said they were never going to vote for Hillary, who said that from listening to his criticisms of her over the previous months and from seeing the contrast between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, they felt like she was totally intolerable. They saw her as essentially a slightly lefty version of a Republican. They just didn't want to back her whatsoever. That said, of course, he's having a significant, palpable impact on how she talks about policy issues and where she stands on things that are really important to Sanders supporters. I think two of the biggest examples are trade and immigration, which are also central to the Republican debate this cycle. Sanders has pushed Clinton to basically disavow the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal that previously she was a big supporter of. He's also pushed her to come out in opposition of deporting any undocumented immigrants except for those who've actually committed serious crimes. That's a big shift from her historic stand on the immigration issue. Of course, remains to be seen if those new positions help her in the general, but he's certainly changing how she talks about things.
And he says he's going to stick around till the end. So Betsy, Woodruff, Steve Chaggaris, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Sure thing.